It is time to get rid of limiting beliefs. And I have Victoria Richardson back to talk to us about limiting beliefs again, or to extend on it, because what a great conversation we had the last time she was here. And I'm kind of going off script a bit. So, Victoria Richardson, great to have you back. You're the founder of the Rapid Renegade. You're a certified psych facilitator and a subconscious effort. Did I have that right?
Psyche.
Guide you to quickly resolve the root cause of your emotional pain, stress, and limiting self-beliefs, and to be free to be yourself, and to just to free yourself from all the bullshit that's sabotaging you. So, Victoria, thanks for coming back. I'm looking
Thank
forward to
you.
this.
Me too.
We were talking off camera, and I was talking about you got a 5R system of 5 hours of transformation. You said that's a something that's a work through for people who are not working with you to retell the story or reframe the self limiting self beliefs.
Yeah, it's a I guess a protocol you can go through
Okay.
if you're not maybe ready to work with a coach or whatever circumstances you're not able to. And it really allows you to I came up with the 5 R's as a simple way to kind of pull a lot of different methodologies together in a way that made sense for the subconscious mind, right?
Okay.
And so the 5 R's are recognize, root cause, reframe, repattern, and rally. And essentially what that means is that, we need to recognize our limiting beliefs. We need to bring the unconscious to the conscious, like we talked about before, bringing
Mm-hmm.
awareness, right? So I have a workbook available for download on my website, but essentially recognize is like going into those moments where, where am I experiencing friction? What am I unhappy about? Right. So starting to really recognize and taking inventory, noticing the story like we talked about before, right? So what are the things that I'm telling myself about the situation? I can't, or what will people think, or I'm not smart enough, or, fill in the negative belief. And then I go through the 5 whys. Again, it's, in the presentation that I did, I had the example, I have to do everything myself,
Mm-hmm.
right? Why do I believe that? Because if I don't, then it won't get done,
Yeah.
right? So that's the first why. Well, why do I believe that I have to do it? Because I can't rely on anyone else,
Mm-hmm.
right? Why can't I rely on anyone? Because when I ask, people brush me off,
Oh, so you're looking for me to answer your own question. I got it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? Why do I feel bad? Because what I'm trying to avoid is being brushed off, right? That's the
Mm-hmm.
unconscious
Yeah.
behavior. So I'm just going to do it. I'm going to overarch. I'm going to just do it because it won't get done and I can't rely on anybody and that I'll just do it and I'll get pissed off about it. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so why do I feel bad when I'm brushed off? Right? So my story was because I assume they don't like me. They don't want to help me. I'm not worthy
Mm-hmm.
of being helped. I have to do everything myself, right? Why do I assume that they don't like me? Because I equate rejection or dismissal with being unworthy of help. So the 5 whys was able to give me, underneath all of this, I believe I'm unworthy of being helped.
Mm-hmm.
My belief isn't I have to do everything by myself. My belief is I'm unworthy of being helped.
You gave it context.
Right. And so then we can go through Byron Katie's work. It's called The Work, and it's the 4 questions and the turnaround. So you take that belief that you've uncovered, right, through the
Mm-hmm.
5 whys, and I say keep asking why until you get to the bottom of it, right? Like you're gonna get to the bottom of it if you just keep asking why, and taking that root cause, and asking, is this true? I'm unworthy of help. Well, yeah, it feels true, right? It's always like, yes, the first question's always like, yeah, it's fucking true. The second question is, can I be 100% sure that what I believe is true in all circumstances, no matter where I am in the world, no matter who I'm with,
Mm-hmm.
I'm unworthy of being helped? Well, no, because I go to the grocery store and people want to help me. And you come up with all of these different ways in which people are actually, well, the other day, like somebody actually offered to buy me lunch, which was really nice. So it's not always true, right? How do I react when I believe I'm unworthy of help? Well, I overarch, I overwork, I get rejection, I feel rejection, I get angry, I lash out toward people because I'm tired and exhausted and I feel
Mm-hmm.
like I can never rest, right? And then who would I be without that thought? Who would I be if I didn't believe I was unworthy of help? I would feel free. I would feel like I was able to ask for help and receive help, right? And so you mentioned the quote that I had in my presentation of like, if you're going to make up stories, why not make up stories that feel good and empower you? It's
Mhm.
from a book from Matthew Ferry. It's called Quiet Mind, Epic Life. I love that book. Um, so we have the recognition, we understand our stories, we get to the root cause, right? We want to reframe it, right? So now we're at the reframe. So the belief I have to do everything myself because I'm unworthy of help becomes I deserve support, right? It's okay to ask for help. And when other people don't respond the way I want them to, it's not necessarily about me, but it's about their own priorities and circumstances,
Right.
right? It's not that they don't want to help me, it's that they're in the middle of doing something else and I'm interrupting them,
Yeah.
right? And we have to be aware that we're in relationship with other people. And so the repatterning again comes in when we take action, right? So we've now recognized, we've now rooted the cause, we've now reframed it, and now we want to repattern it. So we take aligned action in our new understanding. So we want to acknowledge and validate any feelings we have, right? I acknowledge that I felt frustrated, I felt rejected, right? That's
Yeah.
okay to feel. I want to affirm the capital T truth. The truth is that people do want to help you, right?
Mhm.
This is a little bit of, reparenting a bit. We're going to detach from other people's responses to us, right? We don't need to dictate how they do it, when they do it, if they do it. We can simply trust them that they say they're going to do it, they will, right? In their own time, in their own way. That's what Colby teaches us, is that everybody has their own method of problem solving and their own method of doing things. And we can't dictate it in the way we do it. We have to let people do it in their own creative way.
Right. Yeah.
Um, Identify what we need and meet our needs, right? I need to take a break. I need to set a boundary. I need to communicate. I need a glass of water. I need a shower. I need a nap, whatever it is. Meeting our own needs in these moments and then practicing self-care. And then I love the Colby tool, the commitment clarifier, right? It's the delete and delegate what you can, right? You don't need to do everything. We can remember, I'm a mom of two small kids, 6 and 9, and it's like I forget that my 9-year-old can like actually put his clothes in the hamper. I don't need to pick up after him, but we're on all these automatic programs, all these automatic
Mhm.
responses that you forget. And then I get overwhelmed and I'm like, why am I the only one doing laundry around here? And it's like, oh yeah, I need to delegate this task to them. They're old enough, they're capable. I'm trying to raise a human that can take care of themselves, right? And then building a support network and all of that. And then the the rally, that last R is really about rallying into action. So doing something, right? It's
Mhm.
doing something different to create this new reality and to prove to yourself that that's not my truth anymore.
Yeah. Like for me, it's self-care, actually doing stuff that I enjoy
Yeah.
myself first, not everyone else, to
Yeah.
please everyone.
Yeah.
And this is a tool that's available to download. I'll put that on the show notes.
Yeah, I can give
And
you a direct link to the page
okay.
to put in the notes. But yeah, it's a workbook that I created just to help people understand and have a method to work through when when they're starting to build awareness, right? A lot of
Mhm.
people are like, well, now I'm aware, now what? Now I'm upset. And you kind of, at least with me, it's like the more I became aware, the more dissatisfied I was because it was like now I'm just hyper aware of my gaps.
Mhm.
Like I'm hyper aware now of what I know and what I'm doing.
So am I hearing you correctly that this is a tool you just give to people to use on their own? It's not necessarily what you do with them?
Right.
So what do
Yeah.
you do then?
So, are you standing?
I'm always standing. I got to.
Yeah. Okay. So
Should I
I
be
don't know if
sitting
you
for
can,
this?
yeah, I think if you could, that would be better. Um, I personally do balance as standing up, but it's not safe. So we want to make sure we're sitting. So what I do is essentially ask for your permission to surrogate on your behalf because we're not in person, right?
Mhm.
Because what I do is I connect to your conscious, self, your high self. So in IFS, we talk about the capital S self,
The
right? That's
internal family system you're referring to?
uh-huh.
Yep.
So I'm connecting with your consciousness, and that's your superconscious, your conscious, your subconscious, your non-conscious. And what I'm doing is I'm communicating through the act of muscle testing. So, like if we were in person, you could hold out your arm. I would ask what your name is. You would have a strong response when I push down on your arm, right?
Okay.
Because when things are true, they're congruent, and they are correct for us, our muscles are stronger because, again, our cells are always listening, remember?
Yeah.
So, if I said, hey, say your name is Victoria, you say, my name is Victoria, you would have a weak response because your body does not believe that your name is Victoria, right? So we use muscle testing to talk with the subconscious because it's the easiest way to get yes, no questions answered and to understand if we believe something or not. It's an easy way to understand, do we have stress in the system around a certain memory? That means you have a
Right.
weak response if there's stress in the system. If there's no stress in the system, you'll have a strong response, right?
Gotcha.
When the body's under stress, it's weaker. And
Yes.
so,
You get sick
um,
too more.
so what I do is essentially connect with your consciousness with your permission. So I can surrogate because we're not together, which means like my consciousness goes to the back burner. I am now in your conscious field. I'm also a physical empath, and so sometimes I'll get body sensations. I'm a clairvoyant. Um, I have claircognizance, and so I'll get little insights or whatever as I'm working with you. And so I'm highly intuitive. So it's a bit about, the science, and it's a bit about the brain, but it's also highly intuitive. And so what we would do then is like, okay, what is, like you mentioned in the first episode, what is the story that you're constantly telling yourself that you're like, I wish I could tell myself a different story?
Um, I guess right now would be that I was how do I phrase it? I don't deserve to be successful,
Okay.
or
So what
success has to be hard earned with pain. That'd be the big one.
success has to be hard earned with pain. So it sounds like it's not just about that you don't deserve it, it's that it has to be hard.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's
That
true.
it can't come easy, it can't come naturally,
No.
it can't come. Okay. So,
Or easily can't come easily because I'm using my unique ability and talents.
right. Okay. So what I would do is, in this case, I know that we need a not statement, right? And so it's, or not a not statement. We're overriding a not statement with a do statement. So what I would say is we need to construct a new belief to override that belief, right? So our new belief would be, um, I do believe success and what was the other thing you said? I don't have my notepad on me. I didn't take notes.
Success it has to be hard and difficult and pain, something like that.
Yeah, so it would be
It's hard earned. Yeah.
success is hard earned. That's what you believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so something, and it has to be emotionally meaningful to you. So is the statement something like it's easy for me to um deserve and achieve success?
Yeah. Can I be successful and not have it be hard and difficult and draining? It's kind
So
of like the last couple of years I've been asking myself that, it's been really hard and emotional draining, physically draining. It should be easier than this. And why can't
ah,
I do it better? Why can't I
yeah,
have it easier?
because you don't believe you can. So that's an easy
Well,
question.
because I shouldn't. Because yeah, no, it's funny because it's true.
Yeah. So it sounds like success comes easy to me and it's energizing.
This is the new story you're saying now?
Yeah, the news story would be success is easy for me and it's energizing.
Yeah.
Because your story is that success is hard, it's draining, you want it to feel less painful, right?
Long hours,
Yeah.
tired, it can't come
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah. And so what we'll do now is I'll ask you to say that statement, eyes open, looking down. The reason we look down is that it connects us to the feeling part of our body, our feeling part of our brain. And so what you'll say out loud is success comes easy to me and it's energizing. and I'll test whether you believe it or not.
All right. So success comes easy to me and is energizing.
Okay, you don't believe it, but you will. So safe and appropriate. It is safe and appropriate to balance this. So I'm going to put you into a balance. Um, your ankles are going to be left over right ankle. So you're across your left
Left
over
over
right
right,
ankle. Yep. And wrists are going to be right over left. So you're going to cross your right over your left wrist,
right over left.
and you're going to clasp your hands, and you can
Mhm.
put them in your lap or curl them up toward your heart. What you're going to do now is you're going to silently or out loud, a lot of my manifesting generators will speak out loud. You're going to close your eyes. You're going to repeat that goal statement until you experience a physical, emotional, or a mental shift. You have as much time as you need, but you're repeating your goal statement of it's easy for me. What was it? It's easy for
Success
me.
comes easy to me and is energizing.
Yes. So you're going to repeat that over and over until you experience that physical, emotional, or mental shift.
So success comes easy to me and is energizing. 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 Success comes to me easy and is energizing. Success comes to me easy and is energizing. Success comes to me easy and is energizing. Success comes to me easy. Success comes to me easy. Blah. Success comes easy to me and is energizing. Success comes easy to me and is energizing. Success comes easy to me and is energizing. Am I saying it the same way every time?
You're not, but I think it's your higher self coming in and rewording it for what you need. So
Right.
oftentimes when we're doing belief statements, we might word it one way, but then when we're in the balance, it may reword a bit, or we may need different verbiage because our system needs it to be emotionally resonant, right?
Like for me, in a way, it's almost as I don't know. Can I say I deserve success to be easy and to be energizing?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You want to say that a few more times while you're in the balance?
Yeah, I deserve success and for it to be energizing. I deserve success. What was it? Right over left and then
Right
back
over left.
over.
Yeah.
There
Go,
you go.
go, wrists down like this. Right over
All
left and
right,
then.
gotcha. Uncoordinated today. I deserve success, and then yeah, I deserve success to be easy and energizing. I deserve success. Actually, I just deserve success. I deserve to be successful and have it energizing. I deserve to be successful and have it and be energizing. I deserve to be successful and to have it energizing. I deserve to be successful. I deserve to be successful without pain. I deserve to be successful without hardship. Yeah, I deserve to be successful, damn it.
Yeah, I love it. All right, you're going to uncross. You're going to put all 10 fingertips together. And what we're going to do next is we're going to post test. So essentially why we put our fingertips together is that we're electromagnetic beings, right? We just did what's called a whole brain posture. So when you're in
Mhm.
that balance and that I call it the pretzel, what it's doing is it's allowing our left and right hemispheres to come together, to work together, and to create more blood flow and attention and new neural pathways from the brain body connection, right?
Okay.
And so the reason we do this is almost like saving a computer program, right? It completes the circuitry. And so now what you're going to do is you're going to say out loud, eyes open, looking down, I deserve success and for it to be energizing.
I deserve success and for it to be energizing.
Yeah, it's strong. How do you feel based on how you felt originally and
My
now?
shoulders aren't shrugged up.
Yeah, less stressed.
Yeah. In November, I was at an event and I was telling a story to a bunch of people and my body was kind of irksy. And then I decided to listen to my body while I was telling the same story. And it was my body saying, "You're full of shit. You're lying to
Yeah.
yourself." And that's kind of what I kind of sensed. It was that shift of going, you know, I'm lying to myself too. Ooh, you know,
Yeah. And that's
yeah,
that's beautiful awareness, and I think most people can tune into that, right? It's like because our bodies respond to what we think,
yeah,
what we say, and what we do. And so which is again why our voice changes and it becomes deeper and more settled and more resonant when we believe something. Our body becomes settled, like it's a settled feeling. It's not as tight and tense, and our shoulders aren't up to our ears, right? And so, if you can even start to tune in, we talked the first episode about what we can do to bring these unconscious patterns to the conscious awareness. Start to tune into your body. Like manifesting generators and generators in human design are very somatic beings. They're very in the body, right? Their body's
Yeah.
always responding. And so, tuning into those moments of what is my body doing right now as I'm telling myself this story, right?
Body tells you a lot of stuff, and I think we're raised or trained to ignore it and just follow whatever bullshit's being told to you at the time.
The body will tell you everything,
Yeah.
everything. Yeah. And so, with your belief specifically around not deserving success or that thinking that it needs to come hard, you had the trapped emotion of despair.
Yay. Okay.
And so, what I'm going to ask you to do, if you can, I'm going to do it on my end, but if you can, we have a guardian meridian that runs from the top of our lip, up our nose, forehead, and then down. It goes like midway down the spine. So, anything that you can do, whether it's like behind your headphones and kind of just going down the nape of your neck,
Mhm.
what you're going to do is you're going to take your fingers, because again, we're electromagnetic beings, and we're going to stimulate that guardian meridian, just like running your hands one by one with your eyes closed with the intention.
I have to take my hat off.
Oh yeah, take your hat off. That's
Oh, it's
that's
rare.
better.
It's rare for me to do that.
So we're going to hold the intention to release the trapped emotion of despair, connected to not deserving, and then just kind of pay attention, like what's happening in your body. Sometimes people get tingly.
So I'm just
Some-
running my fingers and center my head all down nose to top of
Yeah,
it,
go the
go back
other.
and forth.
Yeah, go the other way. Go backwards.
Hmm.
So toward the back.
Hmm.
Yep. And just holding the conscious intention to release despair. And do that maybe 5, 6, 7 times. And then just kind of tune into what's happening in the body. Oftentimes we'll find, tension lightens or we'll feel tingly. Some people get,
I was just going to say my neck is releasing.
oh, good.
Wow, wow. If you would have told me this what we were doing earlier, I'd say you're full of shit. But I'm feeling it in the back of my neck is just releasing.
That's why I don't tell you. Yeah.
Wow.
So I would love to hear your experience. So doing the balance, right? That's one component, the new neural pathways, the new belief, but then releasing trapped emotions that are connected to it, right? Because when we
Oh
have trapped
yeah.
emotions in the body, again, we have tightness, we have stiffness, we have pain, we have ailments, we have diseases that manifest. And so what I do is it's not just belief work, right? It's not just shadow work. It's not just rewriting your stories. This is really it's a spiritual experience with psychological and physical benefits.
Yeah. um, yeah, I like that. It's spiritual. I'm starting to get more into that over the universe has been the universe. Some people use
Yeah.
and you
I call
just
it
when you
Gus.
yeah, or the boss. It really doesn't matter where that spirit for you is.
It's the same.
It's
It's
all
the
the same
creator,
thing.
source,
Yeah.
whatever you, yeah.
But you just said it's all about releasing trapped emotions, and I think you just helped me connect the dots even with my therapy and stuff. Listening to the body or the body feeling more relaxed is we trap these emotions or we bury them so damn deep, sit on it with 200 elephants so they can never come out. But we have to deal with those emotions. So to release them, good or bad or ugly, we can never get away from it. But having it out is a different experience, and it's one of the ways to be aware, get a huge awareness around limiting beliefs is definitely part of the package too. But sorry, you just said the releasing trapped emotions. It
Yeah.
really resonated with me with that. And I think a lot of us are afraid to do that. Now
Yeah.
I
We'll
might be
be what
sad, I might be angry.
yeah.
But this is for, I know it's good for me if I do this, but what will other people think? What's the
Yeah.
limiting belief preventing me from taking care of myself first?
Well, there's two things I think that you said is really important, right? It's the one idea that you're going to shove down your emotions and keep them out of reach or out of
Yeah.
impacting everything around you. We know that's not true. They go down to the basement and they do push-ups and they come back stronger, right? And they pop
Yeah,
out
it's
sideways and they come out in ways that you don't want. And
uncontrollable at times.
yeah, and I mean, this is why we have road rage, right? It's like it doesn't have anything to do with the fact that that person just cut you off. It's that you have so much bottled up anger inside of your body that it has to come out somewhere, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's one component. The other component is when we talk about releasing trapped emotions, often people will go, well, like if I told you you have the trapped emotion of despair, your first thought is like, well, I don't want to fucking sit in despair I don't want to feel despair, right? Like I don't
Hmm.
want to feel that. But you don't actually have to go through the emotion of what you're releasing in my work, right?
Just
You don't have
identifying
to
it
sit.
was despair
Yeah,
without,
you just have to have conscious awareness of what it
right.
is and know what to do to release it, right? And so I think that's the beauty of what I do is that it's not hard. It's simple. It's freeing. You feel better. You feel more empowered. You're able to make
Hmm.
conscious choices in a way that you couldn't before. And your neck doesn't hurt, right? So it's like
Yeah.
it's it's really incredible. And I started to do my TikToks is that it's so hard to describe what I do. Because you said, like, if you would have told me this, I would have called your bullshit, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard to describe to people because it's a felt experience. You have to
Hmm.
there's sensations that happen. There's a mind shift that happens. There's a resonance that occurs that you can't explain to people. It's like I can't explain to you what, being on MDA is.
Hmm.
MDMA or whatever. Like it's a you have to experience it. And I'm not advocating doing drugs, but that's the point is that like you can't explain to someone a felt experience, right? And so I appreciate you being willing to do this on here because I think it gives people insight into how easy it can be, how simple it can be, and how peaceful it can be to release things that maybe were really difficult in the past.
Yeah. And the word despair, that's a really interesting choice of emotion, never even considered as
Right.
well.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Yeah, and it was just simple talking, and like you said, I don't know if it was this discussion or the last episode that we did. You're not out to. We didn't go to any trauma or go deep into stuff. It was just coming to this awareness from a different way.
Mm.
And as hokey as it sounds, listeners, lately, last year and a bit, I've been starting to listen to my body, and man, that guy or that body's been screaming at me for 40 years, and I've just been saying, "Shut up, move out of the way." So get very curious if something doesn't feel right, or we this is what I don't like about society right now. There's no such, you can't rely on your intuition, or you can't rely on your gut feel, right? Or
That's
if you're going to react to your gut feel, you have to prove it that it's correct before you do anything. And I'm starting to say, hey, I'm not feeling it. My gut's saying something's not right. I'll figure it out. It's okay to figure it out later, but let's just make the call right now. It's not going to work, or it will work.
well, and your point is exactly I'm more woo-woo than you are, right? Like
Oh yeah.
I'm looking at it from big astrology cycles, and we are going from the Piscean era, the giving up your authority, your power, your decision making to external authorities
Mhm.
into the Aquarian era, divine feminine, where it is more about emotion, it is about discernment, it is about your intuition, it is about trusting the body rather than the mind. The mind's really good at making up stories, but at the end of the day, your body will tell you. And I think everyone can resonate with this. Everybody has a form of intuition, right?
Yeah.
Human design is my favorite tool to look into how your intuition speaks to you. You mentioned the gut. I don't have that. I have the spleen. But I think people can understand you have these moments where your body told you something and you didn't listen and it went really bad.
Mhm.
You knew and you still did it and you're like, shit. So, again, to your point, we don't have to prove our intuition because our body knows and it's trying to get us to listen to it and to trust it above all else. Again, that balance that I
Trust
did
is a
with the
big one.
woman today, I trust
Yeah.
my intuition above all else. We need to understand how our intuition speaks to us, how it feels, what it sounds like. And so a lot of my coaching is all about taking decisions out of your mind and into your body, right?
Mhm.
It's what does your body tell you? You as a manifesting generator with the sacral, it's like if your body is excited and open and all of this forward momentum, that's exciting news. That's a yes,
Yeah.
right? And it's noisy. It's like ooh ah, it's like very like yeah. And if it's curling up and your arms are getting crossed and you're pulling back, that's a no.
Regressing. I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. And so like 70% of the population have a defined sacral, and their body is a pendulum. It will tell them what is correct for them and what's not. So like don't worry about what the mind does and the logic and the trying to prove and the yes and no's and the pros and cons and all of this bullshit. It's irrelevant. If you really want to speed up your life and you want to live in your highest expression, you have to live from your intuition. That's the only way.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm starting to believe that a lot. I guess I'm changing my story around that concept to
Yeah.
making sure that that's always true.
Yeah, well, and you have
Not
that
doubting it.
emotional authority. So
Yeah.
you have that sacral response, and your intuition is about getting clarity over time. It's not really about
Hmm.
feeling super certain about anything, but I'm gathering enough information to understand if it feels good in my body or it doesn't. Over, the sleep on it idea, that's for emotional authorities like you. It's like,
Hmm.
I'm going to take some time. I'm not going to commit to something right away.
Yeah.
And I always tell my emotional authorities, like, as much as you can, like, don't commit to anything right now. Because right now it sounds really exciting. But then in
Yeah.
3 days, you're going to be like, why the fuck did I do that? I shouldn't have done that. Now I have to go. If I don't go, then I'm a flake. And all these stories come up.
May come back quick.
Yeah. And so I just appreciate your openness to all of it and you inviting me here and um, being able to demonstrate the power of this. And so I always ask my clients to take like a committed action, right? So what
Mhm.
can you do to kind of prove this new belief to yourself
Oh,
that
this is
success
going
is
on the
easy?
wall.
Ah, I
That
love
phrase
it.
is going on the wall so you can see it every day.
I love it.
Right? Because now, if that's the new truth, then my muscles are going to get stronger, like you said, right? My
Yeah, well, it's
muscles know
already
the
true.
truth.
It's
Yeah.
already been done. So now it's building evidence into that new future, right? So I would say even reflecting every week on that, have it up on your
Mm,
wall and write down how success came easy to you for that week or how that,
right.
that
Oh, that's a good
day.
idea. Yeah. I'm going to be part of my journaling practice too.
Yeah.
And it's very easy. It's not easy, but convert your limit beliefs into a new story. Just flip the
Yep.
script, and then your emotions is your body, and your body holds the emotions, and we have to release these trapped emotions. And by doing that is ask why about that limiting belief and get to the other side to rally. So this was an amazing experience for me, Victoria. So thank you very much. Where can people find you and reach out to you if they want to work with you?
I'm on TikTok and Instagram, the Rapid Renegade, underscores between the words. And then rapidrenegade.com/home for my homepage. And you can email me at therapidrenegade@gmail.com.
Excellent. And for you, the listener, we can all change our narrative. We can all change our stories. We just got to make the subconscious conscious and then work with that and just retell the story into a new narrative. And you can do it. Like, man, I just did it today and it wasn't that difficult actually. It's doable. So, Victoria, thanks again for joining us. And
Thank
to you,
you.
listeners, tell me, email me the story you need to change. I want to hear from you, Andre at theimpulsivethinker.com. And again, thanks for learning with me, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.